In different centuries and on different continents, people have recorded the same impossible moment. Daylight collapsing without clouds, storms, or eclipses. The sun was still there, but it could no longer be seen. These events were caused by living swarms so dense they altered light itself. Scientists measured them, radar tracked them, and witnesses described panic and silence below. Stay with this documentary because each swarm is real, recorded, and larger than imagination. And the final one proves darkness can be alive. Number 1. Desert locusts. Desert locust swarms are among the largest biological events on Earth. In 2020, East African swarms contained billions of insects, stretching over hundreds of square kilometers. Satellite imagery confirmed light reduction beneath the densest bands. Farmers described midday darkness as wings filled the sky for hours. Aircraft encountered visibility loss mid-flight. These swarms consumed entire fields within minutes. The sun didn't disappear, it was covered by life. And that scale sets the standard for every swarm that follows. Number 2. Rocky Mountain locust. In the late 1800s, Rocky Mountain locust swarms darkened skies across North America. Historical records describe afternoons turning black as swarms passed overhead for days. One 1875 swarm was estimated to cover nearly 500,000 square kilometers. Sunlight vanished so completely that lamps were lit at noon. Crops, clothing, and even wooden tools were eaten. This species later went extinct, but its documented darkness remains unmatched until birds began rewriting the sky in motion. Number 3. Starling murmurations. Starling murmurations involve tens of thousands of birds flying in dense formations. In cities across Europe, these flocks have reduced ground-level light during late afternoons. Witnesses report sudden dimming as birds block the sun in layered waves. Light meters recorded measurable drops beneath peak density. The effect is brief but intense, transforming open sky into moving shadow. Unlike insects, these swarms shift shape constantly, and that motion becomes more unsettling when it comes from the water instead of the air. Number 4. Mayfly hatches. Mass mayfly hatches across major rivers have repeatedly darkened daylight. In 2019, Doppler radar in the United States misidentified a mayfly swarm as a storm system. Bridges and towns experienced sudden dimming as billions of insects rose at once. Visibility dropped, roads closed, and lights came on early. The insects lived only hours, but during that time they formed airborne curtains thick enough to block sunlight, showing how quickly darkness can rise from below. Number 5. Lake flies. Near large African lakes, lake fly swarms rise in towering columns so dense they resemble smoke. These columns can block sunlight locally, casting shadows across villages even during clear days. Scientists documented temperature drops beneath the swarms as light was reduced. Birds feed within the columns while people shelter indoors. The flies die within hours, leaving piles on the ground. But during their ascent, daylight bends, proving even short-lived life can overpower the sun. Number 6. Bogong moths. Bogong moth migrations in Australia have produced swarm events so dense they were mistaken for smoke clouds. Historical and modern reports describe daylight dimming as moths fill the air and clung to buildings. In some cities, street lighting activated during daytime hours. The moths followed ancient migration routes, unaffected by modern infrastructure. Their numbers overwhelmed visibility and ventilation systems, and this nocturnal insect showed that darkness does not need night to arrive. Number 7. Brine flies. Brine fly swarms near hypersaline lakes have been recorded rising in dense layers that darken the immediate sky. In parts of the western United States, observers reported sudden light reduction as flies lifted off water surfaces simultaneously. Vehicles became coated and visibility dropped within minutes. These swarms behave like weather fronts, moving as unified masses. The sun remains overhead, but the air becomes opaque, leading directly to swarms that are visible even to machines. Number 8. Bat colonies. Mass bat emergences from caves and bridges have repeatedly caused temporary sky darkening. In some locations, millions of bats exit within minutes, forming continuous streams that block sunlight. Radar systems track these movements as cloud-like formations. Witnesses describe dusk arriving early as wings fill the sky. The event is predictable yet overwhelming, demonstrating that mammals, not just insects or birds, can momentarily erase daylight through sheer number.